Hey guys, and welcome to this video. In this clip, I would play a blitz game. Actually, it's going on live. I would adjust the view of the screen a little bit for the next videos. I would just tell you my opponent's rated 2335. I'm going to attach the link to this game in the comments. And I just thought I would play it and would try to explain my thought process as the game's going on. So far we've had some pretty normal Queen's Indian defense, even though I definitely played rather passively with this knight to d2 and bishop to e2. And here I'll immediately try undermining his center and clarifying what the pawn structure would look like. He goes b3, let's see what he would recapture with if I take. I expected him to take with a knight, to be frank with you. And now we're getting a position with the hanging pawns after at some point I take and he takes back. Now, I would of course keep the tension for as long as possible, thus making it hard for him to ever hope to say advance his pawn, which would have been possible if I had, for example, taken. He could have tried to go some d5 or something. And now I would take advantage of the very typical idea. I can take on c4, and if he... Right, now he takes on c6, and here we've managed to trade a pair of pieces. Generally speaking, simplifications are beneficial for the side that is playing against the hanging pawns, which is obviously me here, because the dynamic potential of white's position is greatly decreasing. Now, the position is of course still balanced, and I still need to be a little worried, a little careful about ideas like d5, but I like my position a lot. And right now I would immediately try to relocate my queen on the long diagonal with move queen to d7. Now he just tries to improve his bishop, which is fine, and I would meanwhile just try to improve my rook. I should probably adjust the way the game looks for the next time, because I know you would greatly appreciate the possibility of seeing the clock. Right now I have a minute and a half and he has 2.5. I'm unfortunately in a bit of trouble clockwise. It's not that easy, to be honest, to be both playing and talking, but let's see what will happen. I'm offering a trade of more pieces, and now my goal would be to start attacking one of the pawns. Either that one I just wanted to say with rook c7, or this one. Let's see, for example, what if I go bishop to g5, hit this rook, and then go rook c7 and hit this one? What is he gonna do about that? And now rook to c7. I am very curious how white will be dealing with this. I might be able to win something right now, but even if that does not happen, black would still have some positional advantage because the white center, the white pawns are definitely very fragile. Alright, so if I were to take, what does he want to do? Does he want to queen it? I'm not concerned. Does he want to take? Well, I'll just take back. That seems fine with me. But also, by the way, it's interesting to take, because he has to take with the rook, and then this one will be weak. Alright, let's just check out what happens if I simply capture. I might be missing something, but I believe I'm perfectly safe. Will he go d6? I'm curious. Maybe, but then I'll just play bishop d8 perhaps. I don't really see any concerns. A pawn is a pawn. Then the king would just walk into the center. Let's just pre-move. Okay, well, I'm just a pawn up now. White can play rook d7, but there is bishop f6. And to white's big concern, and to white's big disappointment, white always has problems with the first rank. So he would not be able to eat up my pawns or do any damage to my position. Now, he can try to make some escape square with h3 or something, but then he always has to watch out for rook c2 and... Okay, that was very strange, at least because now I can play rook b4, and he is just pinned for good, and now bishop f6 is just about to win a piece and the game. That was a bit of a gift. Okay, bishop f6, game over. Alright. I don't think we need to play this out. Cool, my opponent had resigned. Alright, let's see what happened here. I'm wondering, yeah, alright, so now we are in the analysis mode. So, I believe that the idea of playing knight d2 is a little passive. White definitely has the system with e3, where he can later play bishop d3, castling b3, but it does not really make sense to commit this knight this early. For example, if I play bishop b7, bishop d3, let's say I develop, for example, castling, let's say d5. Sorry, I mean, say white makes a move, for example, d5. White might have ideas of playing knight c3, or even often ideas of taking, playing bishop a3, trying to trade this great bishop on e7. And all in all, black's position is good, but it's worth knowing still how to handle it. And I definitely think that if white keeps the knight on, he definitely makes more possibilities available for himself. And, of course, having a bishop on d3 is way better than on e2. So, knight e2 was weird. Now, bishop e2, castling c5, alright. And at this point, unfortunately, say if white's knight had been on c3, he could go d5 and try to shut down my bishop. But now I'm in a perfect shape to counterattack the center. Perhaps d5 would have done a good job as well, but it seems after, say, d5, bishop b2, knight d7, we would have reached actually a perfectly symmetrical position, and I already wanted to play for more, so I took. Now, knight d4 could have been possible, intending just bishop b2, bishop f3 with equality, and this is probably a little overambitious in my opinion. Now, white could just maintain probably balanced position with moves like rook c1 or say rook e1. Okay, now the pieces got traded, and frankly, I don't think this is so comfortable to play with white. And especially this endgame already got very, very uncomfortable with bishop f6, rook c7, or rook d8 always coming down the pipeline, and white having these multiple weaknesses. And then my opponent ended up misplaying it even more and blundering. So, as I said, I'll make sure to do some changes to the way the board looks, so that you guys can see opponent's handle, rating, clock, and so on and so forth. But it was a bit of an exprompt. After shooting some other video, I wanted to also play and share my thoughts more or less live. So hopefully this was fun and interesting, and I definitely plan, if you like such a video, I definitely plan on playing more and annotating the games live at the same time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next series of the live online blitz.